Good morning. I'm the Reverend Julianne Lepp, and it's so good to be with you this morning. We had a very successful harvest auction last night, and just a lot of joy to be together this morning for our new member Sunday. I want to welcome you to the Unitarian Universalist congregation. A few housekeeping items that if you are new to the service today, we just invite you to make sure you fill out a visitor card or contact tracing so that we have you on our record. And we want to extend a special welcome to visitors today. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist congregation. We are a religious community who commit ourselves to diversity. We hope to nourish human differences, those of gender, race, age, ability, sexual orientation, political views, culture, class, freedom, and religious belief. Welcome to all who treasure the search for conscience and the search for truth. We promise to do our best to provide you a spiritual home. And if you have heard, we are doing our strategic plans. And what's a strategic plan, you ask? It's where we want to find out what members and visitors and friends of the congregation care about. We're thinking ahead, dreaming about what we can be doing into the next 5 years. We have a meeting coming up on the 17th, which is Wednesday, from 2 to 3 p.m. here at the congregation. And you can also join online. So we hope you'll join us. And also we have a strategic plan questionnaire that's available in the back and available online. We're so glad that you have joined us today.
Good morning. My name is Cynthia Hunt, and I go by she, hers. I just want to let you in on a little secret, sort of a life hack here at UUC. This is helpful for anyone that's joining today too. At UUC, one of the easiest and best jobs is actually to be a greeter. And we need a few greeters right now. Some of the perks include getting to meet people, getting to talk to people, getting to know members and potential members before anybody else. Even if you're introverted, one of the cool things is that you have this program to focus on, so then it doesn't feel so overwhelming to meet new people too. You can tell I do a little bit of counseling here and there. So if you haven't signed up for a committee yet, I'm talking to you. If you want to branch out and meet others, this is a great job. And today there's a lot of people from the membership and membership and greeting committee. So just talk to me or one of us after the service and we'll give you some more information. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Danny Higley, serving this morning as Worship Associate. Welcome to all, both in person and online. Today we celebrate our new member Sunday and hear from David Jones and Reverend Lepp about the heart of Unitarian Universalism. Our opening words are from Margaret Kipe. As surely as we belong to the universe, we belong together. We join here to transcend the isolated self, to reconnect, to know ourselves, to be at home here on earth under the stars, linked with each other. Come, let us worship together.
Please join with us from your order of service.
For the gift of this day and for our community of spiritual nurture and compassion, we give thanks. We light this chalice
as a
symbol
of our faith. May our many sparks meet and merge in communion of hearts.
Good morning. I'm Kathy Ryder with the Membership Committee, and I would like to call up other members from the committee and our new members. Come on up, please. We'll have you, the new members stand right here. Oh, and please bring the insert with you called New Member Ceremony. And the rest of the congregation can be finding that in your order of service also. We have a great group. 6 people joining today. It's amazing. Fills my heart. All right, so finding your insert, let's read together. Well, nope, first I read, then the whole congregation reads. Today, as we welcome new members into our congregation, it's a good time to remind ourselves of the goals we hold in common and the experiences we share that nourish our soul, our spirits. The mission of the Unitarian Universalist congregation is to provide a liberal religious environment that promotes personal and spiritual growth for adults and children in a caring community and fosters actions in the world that reflect our Unitarian Universalist principles. We celebrate your presence in our midst. We look forward to working with you, to worshiping with you, to shaping this community together with you. We invite you to participate as fully as you are able with your convictions, actions, your love and play and gifts, your sorrows, laughter, and song, your questions and discoveries.
Resources with others to continue a tradition that fosters freedom, reason, love, and responsibility. We support the mission of the congregation and the principles and purposes of the Unitarian Universalist Association.
We join to affirm and promote the inherent worth and dignity of every person, justice, equity, and compassion in human relations, acceptance of one another, and encouragement to spiritual growth in our congregations, a free and responsible search for truth and meaning, the right of conscience, and the use of democratic process within our congregations and in society at large. The goal of world community with peace, liberty, and justice for all. Respect for the interdependent web of all existence of which we are a part. And now I'm going to have you each individually come and sign our membership book and light a candle, and then you can circle back around in line. Molly? Light a candle. Linda? Shire? And that's Holly, her daughter. Ken? Cindy, also known as Harp. Cindy Harper, she goes by Harp. And Shasta. Great, they all worked. Welcome to you all. We're just thrilled to have you join our congregation, and I hope that it's as fruitful and fulfilling being a member as it has been for the rest of us here. And now let's all give a big hand.
Thank you.
Morning, everybody. I'm David Jones. My pronouns are he, him, and his. And it's really great to be here. It's actually been about a year since I've been in person in the sanctuary. So it's great to be back. It's great to see everyone. And I was invited by Reverend Julie to share some thoughts on values and beliefs that have made me you. So I thought there's about 5 reasons that I decided on that would share some of what is a joyful part of my daily experience being a UU. And the first reason is UU became a part of my family's religious legacy before I was born. And I didn't know this for quite a long time. It wasn't until after I joined this congregation that I learned that my mother and father used to attend UU services in Omaha, my hometown, in the 1950s. And our first church home that I do remember was a Baptist church, Salem Baptist Church in North Omaha. And there is a lot of religious attendance and commitment in my family, especially my mother's family, aunts and uncles and cousins, and there's a fair number of ministers. But as I got older, I started to notice that my mom was very interested in other faith traditions. And she gave me some religious materials at times from other traditions growing up. And then I finally learned that my mom and dad did attend the first Unitarian church in Omaha. That's a historic kind of building. In 1918 it was built. And my sister, Ida, who lives in Fresno, and her daughter are also members of the UU congregation. So, and I think I surprised my niece by saying that, or my niece, Jamie, it surprised her to learn that her grandparents had gone to UU. So it's a family tradition. And reason number two is that I really do feel at home in a congregation that commits itself to a just society. And this is true of the Fresno congregation that I've visited sometimes when I'm out there visiting my family there. And they have a Black Lives Matter sign that is frequently vandalized, and frequently they get phone calls from the community about having that sign. But they consistently create dialogue around that issue and many other issues. And so we need organizations, and the fact that it's a religious practice that does this social gospel is really uplifting for me and very important. And there are particular members here that have contributed to that in many ways. For instance, our congregation's former minister, Virginia Wolf, answered the call for justice and stood up for marriage and equality in the Wolf versus Carol Schumacher versus Scott Walker case. And that was just before the US Supreme Court affirmed the principle of marriage equality. And there are many other members who have supported families in need that we do as a congregation, women's reproductive rights, welcoming immigrants into our community, and many other issues. And so it's a constant inspiration to me to also be stronger in my justice commitments, to have so many folks here that have that commitment. Third reason, UU, we provide a safer space for community events, including music. And this is very important to me personally, but it goes back to 1981 was the first time I ever was in a UU space that had music. And that was in Iowa City, the Unitarian congregation there. And about 1981, I went to see a concert in the basement of that church with punk bands. Two of the names of those bands were the Huns and Stiff-Legged Sheep, which is one of my favorite band names of all time. But they're in the basement of the Iowa City Unitarian congregation with kegs of beer and lots of other things going on. It was pretty lively. And at that time, I was not as familiar with Unitarian congregations. I kind of had some idea of the religious philosophy, but it was very new. And I think that had something to do with why I'm here today. I mean, it raised that curiosity even before I knew there were any family connections to Unitarian Universalism. And of course, there are concerts here that are frequent, or they were frequent at some point. Maybe it's something we can revive, but Chris Simpson shared with me that Justin Vernon's first concert was here, right where we're standing. And I had the honor of doing other performances here, just with many of the talented musicians that are a part of our congregation. So Anna Rabicki and Jim Phillips and many of us. And it's great to have a space that is flexible in this way. We even did one year of having the blues, Tuesday Night Blues at this space as well. And many other kinds of community events. So that's something as a new member, just using our imagination and creativity to create events that matter for a lot of people. UU's also provide a place for making friends and feeling a sense of belonging. And I started when I started going here, I was a newbie professor and newbie resident of Eau Claire. And it didn't take long before just finding some kindred spirits. And I'll just send a shout out to the Kilmarys. That is a family that gave it and say, hey, what's up? And at that time, we both, Rose and I both had daughters that were toddlers, that they're now 21, and they attended this whole time, and we're always welcomed as a part of this community. And then just meeting so many civically minded people and people from the university that were colleagues, retired and still working. And even met a young man with fleet feet who knows his way around a piano, Fred Hobley, and Cheryl Feedy that makes amazing hummus and desserts, and just lots of people that I get to spend time with as a part of this congregation. And the last reason is that this congregation really provides some encounters with other faith traditions. So that includes just learning about Buddhist practice and principles from folks that are in this congregation and singing some of those songs during service. The tradition of Yom Kippur, the Jewish tradition, and the ceremony of atonement that's commemorated here. And these resonate deeply with me to understand more of religion from a world perspective, of the practitioners that have a different tradition that I do, that I can learn from. And of course, there's also the Earth Day services are important to me personally. And it's a reminder that in some faith traditions, the right relationship with nature is a commandment. It's central to what some traditions do. And Kwanzaa as well, with other winter holidays, and just to make a good seasonal presence for this congregation. So just to close, I mean, I value this community for so many reasons, and it's been, of course, the pandemic is a challenge, making it hard for me personally at first to sustain coming, but I really appreciate that there's been reach outs and people feeling like I have a place where I belong and I can be encouraged to return to even in times that we're facing. So just to renew our connection. So I appreciate that encouragement to do that. And just so many people here have made a powerful community, a wise and loving community. And I want to welcome all new members to be a part of that. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Every week in our congregation, we take up an offering. It's good to remind ourselves from time to time that the offering is symbolic as well as practical. We know that it is through pledges that we build our budget and fund our yearly programs and ministries of worship and religious exploration, pay our staff, and finance the heat and care of the building, among others. And we know that we could easily submit those donations to the UUC at any convenient time. But we have the giving time during our worship service to make a community expression of thanks, to visibly remind ourselves to support this cherished community and the work of justice. Our 50-50 Share the Plate recipient for November, which is Chippewa Valley Bridge Builders. On your order of service, you can scan to donate or text to give at 84321. On-site donations can be made in the donation drop box in the gathering room. Checks can be mailed to UUC 421 South Farwell Street, Eau Claire, Wisconsin 54701. With gratitude for the abundance in our lives, we give to help people in need and to support the work of this congregation. The offering will now be given and gratefully received.
stand immeasurable time and space, also overwhelmingly designed. All passing years just might I know the faith that winters in the heart to be reborn in spring, to hear and to feel the pulse of life enters my soul as a song to sing of the oneness of everything.
Please join me with the words written in your order of service. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. This reading is called I Want to Be with People by Dana Warsnap. Often, people say that they love coming to a place with so many like-minded people. I know just what they're getting at, and I know that they aren't getting it quite right. I don't want to be with a bunch of people who think just like me. I want to be in a beloved community where I don't have to think like everyone else to be loved, to be eligible for salvation. I want to be with people who value compassion, justice, love, and truth, though they have different thoughts and opinions about all sorts of things. I want to be with independent-minded people of good heart. I want to be with people who have many names and no name at all for God. I want to be with people who see me in my goodness and dignity, who also see my failings and foibles, and who still love me. I want to be with people who feel their interconnection with all existence and let it guide their footfalls upon the earth. I want to be with people who see life as a paradox and don't always rush to solve it. I want to be with people who are willing to walk the tightrope that is life and who will hold my hand as I walk mine. I want to be with people who let church call them into a different way of being in the world. I want to be with people who support, encourage, and even challenge each other to higher and more ethical living. I want to be with people who inspire one another to follow the call of the Spirit. I want to be with people who covenant to be honest, engaged, and kind, who strive to keep their promises and hold me to keep the promises I make. I want to be with people who give of themselves, who share their hearts and minds and gifts. I want to be with people who know that human community is often warm and generous, sometimes challenging, and almost always a grand adventure. In short, I want to be with people like you.
Hi, we're going to be reading We Answer the Call of Love by Julia Corbett Hemier.
In the face of hate,
We answer the call of love.
in the face of exclusion,
We answer the call of inclusion.
in the face of homophobia,
We answer the call of LGBTQ rights.
in the face of racism,
We answer of justice for all races.
in the face of xenophobia,
We answer the call of pluralism.
in the face of misogyny,
We answer the call of women's rights.
in the face of demagoguery,
We answer the call of reason.
In the face of religious intolerance,
we answer the call of diversity.
in the face of narrow nationalism,
We answer the call of global community,
in the face of bigotry,
bigotry. We answer the call of open-mindedness.
in the face of despair.
We answer the call of hope.
As Unitarian Universalists, we answer the call of love.
Now more than ever. Thank you.
Thank you, Demi and Nancy. So, what did the Unitarian Universalists say to the hot dog vendor? Make me one with everything. The heart of Unitarian Universalism is that we understand that despite all of our relish, our mayonnaise, our chili, use your euphemism here, or mustard preferences, we are ultimately all connected in one small world. Here we are, fellow travelers in the spiral arm of the galaxy, all of us made of stardust and wonder. For many, to claim Unitarian Universalism is to claim the essential oneness of everything that we heard Lacey speak about, sing about. If someone asked you to describe what Unitarian Universalism is, could you do it in 30 to 60 seconds? Some people joke about an elevator speech, like if you were going down an elevator and said, "Oh, what is Unitarian Universalism?" You go tick, tick, tick. Our board president, Nate Otto, said, "No single book or institution holds ultimate authority over the ultimate truth. We are a community of people who seek our individual truths together." I would say we are welcoming faith without dogma or creed. We are seekers of truth and justice with love at the center of all that we do. What would you say? It's not easy sometimes. There's a book for kids that says Unitarian Universalism is a very big word. And I think it's not easy when we don't spoon feed what we believe. It's a challenge that we encourage people to think, to grow, to change. And maybe 10 years later or 20 years later, as David says, he comes here from the pandemic or we come changed, but we come back to this place because we know we can become more fully who we are. I think we need a religion that gives us hope, where our lives, when they're muddy, we can come here and make mistakes. We can ask questions. We can cry. We can celebrate. Our harvest auction was so great. We can look for the truth. The framework of the 7 principles that we heard during the new member ceremony is something that really guides me. I think of the 7 principles as recognizing our historical roots in Unitarianism and Universalism. Love that never gives up. Man, I want to hear that all the time. Love that never gives up. Recognizes the hope that lies in the human condition, that we are redeemable, worthy, and lovable beings, that we treat each other with compassion and kindness. I just want to tape that to every classroom and put it in every elevator. Treat each other with kindness. We just need more of that. Universalism rejected fear-based religion, eternal hellfire and damnation, and the concept of a sinner in the hands of an angry God. Humanity is not worthless or low as worms. And that doesn't mean that we don't struggle with evil or wrongdoing, but it assumes that we are redeemable, that there is something worth redeeming. And in Unitarianism, it was that idea that we have reason and that we can think and grow and learn. And Universalism is not a new thought. It goes all the way back thousands of years ago. It started with Origen and continues to James Relly in the 1700s. And then it came over to the U.S. in the 1700s, and when English Universalists were looking to escape persecution. UU history tells us that UUs have struggled with the constraints of Orthodox roots from our very beginning. Through transcendentalism like Ralph Waldo Emerson and Henry David Thoreau, in the rise of humanism, and later through the broadening acceptance of earth-centered spirituality, we keep growing and learning together. The etymology of the word religion literally means that which binds us together. And what do we say each Sunday? Love is the spirit of this church. Yeah, that love that never gives up. And even though we might have in a pew an atheist, a Christian, a Jewish person, a who knows what person, we don't know. But there is something that binds us together, this belief that we have hope in what's happening, that we believe in a humanity and a planet that can do better. Unitarian Universalism is a religion because we are bound together in community, not in creed, in a loving promise to support one another, to grow together. One of the best expressions I've ever found about the saving potential of UU, and I know that can be a little triggery, saving potential, and I don't mean that I'm saving your soul, I mean that there is something worth redeeming. There is something that we're looking for, striving to do better. Reverend Scott Alexander wrote a book, it was called Salted with Fire, and he said, in a world with so much hatred and violence, we need a religion that proclaims the inherent worth and dignity of every person. In a world with so much brutality and fear, we need a religion that seeks equity and justice and compassion in human relations. In a world with so many people abused and neglected, we need a religion that calls us to accept one another. In a world with so much dogmatism and falsehood, we need a religion that challenges us to have a free and responsible search for truth and meaning. In a world with so much tyranny and oppression, we need the right of conscience and the use of the democratic process. In a world with so much inequality and strife, we need world community with peace, liberty, and justice for all. And we saw in the climate talks recently, in a world with so much environmental degradation, we need to recognize the respect for the interdependent web of existence of which we are a part. And friends, in a world with so much uncertainty and despair, we need a religion that teaches our hearts to hope and our hands to serve. And I hope you feel connected and loved and welcomed in this space, and that you can carry that into the other spaces that you're in. Because that's the hope, right? Is that we carry this love and it changes us and opens us up. Rumi said that we crack our hearts open to the light, and we crack our hearts open so we can change and be transformed. Thank you for being here today. Blessed be, and amen.
Please join us with the words from the order of service.
We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts
until we are together again.
Today's closing words are by Eric Williams. Blessed is the path on which you travel. Blessed is the body that carries you upon it. Blessed is your heart that has heard the call. Blessed is your mind that discerns the way. Blessed is the gift that you will receive by going. Truly blessed is the gift that you will become on the journey. May you go forth in peace. Thank you so much for being with us here today in service.